Good morning and hello. Welcome on in, my starbound Cassanites. How are you all doing today? I hope you're doing well. It is time for something very, very new here. We're getting started, so give us just one more moment. I do love me some water. Hello! Welcome on in to all of you beautiful people. I am sorry in advance, you will be hearing typing, you will be hearing clicking. That is one of the hazards of, being a super scuff streamer right now. Thank you all so much for your attendance, though, for those of you that are going to be here. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Connecticut, but you can call me CT or Connie, or if you are feeling like calling me by the actual name that my model will be, Aster, you can call me that as well. Any name works. I'm not really partial to anything. I don't really mind anything. But we are here with the very first of our world building sessions. This is going to be an absolute blast because this is going to be something that we make together. Welcome to what will eventually be the world of Epthea. For those of you that don't know anything about Epthea, neither do I. We are going to be making this world together, and you will have chances to do inputs at any given time. I am very, very excited personally to be able to do such a thing. I'm hoping that this will go well, and I guess we just have to start somewhere. When it comes to world building, there is a lot to cover though. And so one of the very first things that I want to do is establish a series of goals for myself. Now, you might be saying, well, Connie, Aster, CT, Connecticut, what exactly is the point of making an entire world with people that you don't know, that might not have the same ideas as you? The point is to create something that is just that. A very expansive world with a bunch of different ideologies for a bunch of different regions. Over here, I took some time earlier to create a very, very basic guide for myself as to what I want to cover for world building goals on the cosmological, divine, global, national, and local scales, as well as covering the actual cosmology itself. Each section basically is, well, divided up neatly. In cosmology, we will be determining that later, depending on what this world actually has within it. If you're going to say that there's magic, or if this is a science fiction world, and Epthea is just one planet of many that is colonized, there's going to be plenty of opportunities for everybody to have their own thoughts come in. Some things we will shoot down, obviously, and some things we will say, we want to see more of that. Anybody who wants to jump in and say, hey, what about this? Or can I make an addendum to this idea? You are absolutely free to do whatever you so desire. I am simply going to be here writing with you all. And of course, very importantly, it's very, very difficult to have a world if you don't have a map to mark it by. And so that is what I will be doing here. Ultimately, we will be creating an entire planet. This is using the Mercator projection. However, at one point, I would like to be able to move on to a better mapping software. And I mean, that's not to say that Incarnate is bad, but I'd like to move on from Incarnate to something like GIMP, or, making an actual cartographer's table for myself and creating a planet like that. There's a lot to work on though, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop in here because I tend to work very, very well when it comes to having an actual physical planet to look at. Now, one of the very first things that I've thought to myself when making maps in the past is I like planets that have a lot of islands, that have a lot of coastlines to take a look at. So, go ahead and start working on a very, very simple... Oh, wow, this is from Hollow Knight, isn't it? Yeah, this is Dirtmouth. Yeah, I've been playing so much Hollow Knight lately, I just recognized it immediately. Now, these will likely be shorter streams until people come in. As I grow as a person, I'm going to be getting more and more input on Epthea. And we might even change the world of Epthea itself around a few times. But given that we have the Mercator projection here, we are going to... Hang on a second. Terribly sorry. A couple of things did not seem to come over to... 1 second. Control C. Control B. Move that right there. I don't know why the chat stuff didn't go in. There we go. Much better. Okay. That's not much better. It's just good enough. It works. That's all you need, right? But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get things started. Now, when it comes to making world maps, I'm actually not too terribly... I haven't really made a map in a hot minute. I've only made a couple this year, and that was really, really early on. But one of the things that I do very often is I go ahead and save bits of the weather from around just wherever I see on the radar. And I like to use that as a sort of guide for myself of what can I make that looks interesting for landmass. Oh, is this Celeste? Yes, it is. First steps. Again, I love so many games. Okay. I kind of wanted to go ahead and put like the scoop of an island chain over here to show that there's like some sort of continental drift maybe. And then afterwards, after I place the land masses and figure out where I want to put mountains, then we're going to go ahead and figure out where our tectonic plates are. Because I want to have those, honestly. I just want to have those. Go ahead and place that there, and maybe we'll think better of it later, but I like where that is. Go ahead and... Is this not the exact same? No, it is not the exact same. Okay. Go ahead and move that maybe down? Maybe like that. Okay. Ooh, wait, no, hold on a second. Maybe that one doesn't fit at all here. But yes, hello and welcome on in. For those of you that are unfamiliar with me, I am a storytelling-based VTuber, and that is what we will be doing a little bit of here. We are going to be working on a brand new planet together. For those of you that are unfamiliar with the world of Epthea, that is because there is nothing here just yet. Together, as chatter and streamer, we will be making this planet, and we will be figuring out what aspects of it we want to change in the future, or maybe not change at all. Now, like that placement, I'm not quite certain that it's what I'm looking for here. So let me take a look at... Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, actually, what am I talking about? I can just do this. We can go ahead and look on here and see if there's any interesting weather patterns happening above the US. And it really does not look like it right now. So let's go ahead and go to Global Weather Radar and see what we can find. No, we're good. Okay. Global current weather. Okay, there we go. I just want the... I just want the live feed, please. Do you want to just give me that? Okay. No, you don't? Okay. All right. So, we're gonna go ahead and do... No, yeah, that's definitely not gonna work. I was hoping. I was hoping. Ooh. So thickened, though. Probably not. Not enough detail. Yeah, no, none of the storms right now have a lot of depth to them, except for the one that is here. That looks a little bit more like the Falklands, and I already have something for that. Let's see if we can get it to be No, nothing, unfortunately, that we can get here that looks interesting to me. So let's see if we can find historical weather radar. No, I don't think so. Okay, well, I guess we will go like this for now, and then we will wing it from there. Although, I kind of want to move these up a little bit or down. I feel like moving these down would make it look too much like the Americas that we have on our current planet. But at the same time, I don't want to move it up too much. Maybe if I'm able to push these together like this without... Well, that's an interesting idea. What if I try... I wish I had captured more of these weather patterns lately. Let's see. This. And then we go here. And then if we are looking at a continent that is resting at the very bottom, we can do this. And then we can figure out a way to splice this out and move this over here. I kind of think that we want to have something like this. Instead, be a little bit further up north. Have an actual landmass in the north of the North Pole of this place. You don't see that too often in a lot of storytelling, is an actual northern continental, or a northern pole continent. There isn't one on our planet at the very least, and I've never seen anybody else do that, so I think I'll do that. A look to here. Checking the radar again. Yeah, no, nothing of interest to me right now. So, what instead we will do, up with the Kardashians, and we will go ahead and simply start painting in with the path. Here, 100% thickness, paint 8. This is typically what I do whenever I'm using Incarnate, is I will go thickness 0.8 or lower, because this is just meant to detail vague ideas for what I want the continent to look like. This is how I typically get my landmasses looking as realistic as I do. I zoom all the way in, and then I'm like, well, we're all the way in, what now? I feel like honestly doing a 0.4 here looks a little bit better and conforms a bit nicer to the overall shape. We'll go ahead and do that. Why are you still hooked onto that? Quit it. Okay, there we go. Oh my god, I didn't click the right tool. Path tool is the one I was looking for. Now, I'm not going to follow the edges of the blue or the green one-to-one every time, but I am going to certainly start because I love these little trailing lines. One of the most fun things when it comes to making an actual map for me is the process of thinking, well, how did these areas form? Like, these areas over here would more than likely... Oh, actually, yes, we should probably open up Google Earth like this. Earth. Just Google Earth. So, when it comes to making a planet, there's a lot to consider, but one of the biggest things is we're going to show it here. This is where a once beautiful place called Doggerland used to be. For those of you that don't know anything about Doggerland, I don't blame you. There once was a landmass that was in the center of the North Sea. And in fact, if we go ahead and take a look at it, we can go ahead and see this. We don't want to use National Geographic just yet. Actually, I guess we could, but it doesn't look as good. But at one point, this is what everything looked like. This is one of the many compositions that have existed for what Doggerland looked like here on Earth. This was during one of the many ice ages that the planet has had. We'll open this in a new tab. So that way we can kind of take a look around here and say, well, look at all these blue lands. These would be the more lowland areas, the floodplains, the valleys, where glaciers would have carved through, or areas that just simply weren't very high up. Now, we could also make an argument that the blue should be the shallower waters, your continental waters before you get into the deep sea trenches and whatnot, or what you would have here as like the green being your shallower, and then the darker greens would be higher and higher elevations, kind of like you have for real maps, until you start getting to the browns and the whites and the pinks. So we could obviously follow something like that. For Epthea, or at least for this area, I think I kind of want to do something... I think I want to keep the blue as almost like floodplain-esque environments. So we're going to go ahead and start creating here. Now with Incarnate, this is not a very, very precise tool, or at least not in the usual manner, and I forgot to disable those. The mask effects aren't terrible. By the way, we are going to be mapping with Incarnate. Incarnate is a tool that I have been using for a number of years. So go ahead and really quickly take a look at this map you're currently on, and that is the wrong one. It's this one. So we are going to be looking at, sorry for the sudden brightness change, I probably should have done that a little bit slower. We're going to be looking at having, like, a lot of these areas would be your, like, kind of like Great Lakes, but if they weren't glacial and instead were oceanic. The best way that I can put it is... Oh no, it would be more like Louisiana and Mississippi and your floodplain valleys. These are areas that are incredibly low, and are full of many, many lakes that feed into the ocean directly, rather than, you know, the Great Lakes, which feed into the Hudson and then into the ocean. Now, there are plenty of reasons for me to want to go ahead and look back up and be like, what can we learn from over here in the St. Lawrence River, and what can we learn whenever we go back and see the Hudson? I believe this is the Hudson right here, in fact. No, it is not. I don't remember where the Hudson is, so ignore me. I'm a little bit crazy. That is no worries. I think what we'll kind of treat this area as is we're going to treat Epthea's continent right here as a very, very low region that has not too much in the way of mountains, and instead has a lot of these coastal floodplains. It has a lot of these inlet floodplains as well, from where like excessive water would come from. I would say probably this side, looking at where the mountains are here and all the various islands around here. I would say, if anything, oh, I forgot that I did that. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and fix that really quickly. And then we make our determination. I would say, I gotta stop hitting the Control Z. I would say that we would have an oceanic movement going around, bouncing off of whatever islands are here, and then coming in over here, causing the kind of hurricane-like climates that we have in North America around over here a little bit. Probably starting to make landfall over here, dissipating, and then just becoming stronger squalls that go over here, creating storm surges that would go in and flood areas like over here that don't have too much protection because all of these islands were a little bit further removed or were part of some other landmass. Plenty of things to think about whenever you're making a landmass anyways. So, if we're going to make a very, very, very simple shape, we will go ahead and denote our continents as this brownish gold color. So very vaguely, we will have the continents follow along this shape, and then over to here, ending there, coming back out here, and then possibly stretching over to here a little bit, but arguably not much. I think this is a little bit like Gondwana, if I remember correctly, but I could be incorrect about that as well. I'm incorrect about a lot of things, so if you know more on that subject matter, please feel free to correct me. But that will be our first continent, and that means that we will go ahead and diminish the weight of this, and we will have this as our first starting guide. And then as we go along, we will go ahead and name the first continent. We will see what happens from there. All right, making a note for myself there, and there we go. So, as we start, it's definitely very, very important to denote what you want out of your projects. So for here, we're going to go on to a global scale as soon as we are done making a note here. Our very first goal when it comes to world building, I want to, okay, I really need to turn up the weight here really quickly. Give me 1 second. Nope. Well, A, size 20, and then we will go ahead and make that the normal text size. And then we will go ahead and do this. I want to create a world with very large amounts of islands and rapidly drifting continents. I can't spell continents? Yep, there we go. Okay, awesome. So that is my very first goal. The very first thing that I want to do is make an area with a lot of islands. So if there are continents, and there certainly will be here, they're going to be surrounded by lots of these different island chains, which are going to be part of some tectonic rift or another. Now, this is one mainland continent, and I think that there would only maybe be 2 here. So let's take a look at this. Ocean planets with few land masses. Take a look and see what we can find. I don't want AI. In fact, I really hate AI in general. What we want is, we want an ocean planet. We really want to see ocean planets. That is actually kind of cool, but very not realistic at all as to what would actually happen. For so many reasons. My god. Wow, that's terrible, actually. Never mind, that doesn't look good at all. He wants to find tidally locked planets are interesting. We will actually get to that in a little bit, because that's going to determine a lot of how the planet actually works. Let's see if we can find, oh. GHA 1214b. Interesting. I haven't seen this one. Warm sub-Neptune. That's a very interesting looking planet. Oh, that's why this is showing up. Okay, that's so interesting too. Oh my god, wow. A lo-fi version of, okay, that's a choice that someone made. I don't know if I like it, but it was a choice. Okay, so if we are going to be looking at pretty much anything in terms of our actual planets, we want to determine a lot of things. Now, I'm going back and forth a lot because I don't have anybody to bounce things off of right now, which is entirely fine. I don't expect anybody to really show up for these anyways. But, oh, I forgot I did that. But one of the things that I do know that I want is, again, I think only a couple of continents should realistically exist. Let's look at a Mercator projection of Earth. Let's look at what the actual planet looks like on the Mercator projection versus what we have here. And I don't know if I can still copy paste. I cannot. The planet is about 70% water. Earth is about 70% water. If we are wanting a much more oceanic world, we should be looking to about 80 to 90% water, which realistically means that there would only be 2 or 3 continents here at all, and they would either be grouped very close together or very, very far apart, connected by a series of islands, or one might be connected to another but not to the third, etc., etc. I think it would be really interesting if we go ahead and actually take a look at what we want to do for mountain ranges, because that is going to determine a lot of things very, very quickly. I always tend to use red for the path feature to figure out my mountains. And along here, I think our mountains would obviously go along like this. And then, judging by this here, mountain, tectonic plate, tectonic ridge, whatever you want to call it, something like this is like what it would look like here. Now, I'm wondering how we get to there. I'm wondering, do we want to split off this way and make it come out over on this side and then branch back this way? Or do we want to directly spin things over here and then come back across and then do something like that, except that would be a terrible idea. Don't ask me why I did that. That was absolutely dreadful. The one thing that we do know for sure is that we have one major plate right here that is likely actually getting crushed against itself as it's... We're skipping that. Jesus Christ. Okay, hold on. Let's go ahead and actually do... No, we're gonna go ahead and skip all of that. That was some... Emily Hopkins, I'm sorry, your music is not that good. So sorry. I don't like it at the very least. I don't tend to say that about people's music because I know what my music sounded like. Which was not good, by the way. It was kind of fucking shit. I used to make music, but that's unrelated. We'll get to that at a different point. Music is definitely going to be an interesting thing to talk about. But we know that we kind of have this kind of wiggly, almost W shape here for our first major foundation. Next up would be determining, and I think it would just be really funny if there was, for some reason, a tectonic plate that was like perfectly dividing, that was perfectly vivisected by the whatever line this is. It's not equatorial, because this one's equatorial. We're gonna call this one equatorial. Fuck it. I can do that. I'm making the world. I can do whatever I want. Okay, taking a look over here. I kind of think it would be interesting if we divided almost like this, and then came back up here to make a larger oceanic gap this side. However, that would mean that we would have to... Okay, so actually, that's completely plausible. It just means that we have to then determine... So that makes it seem almost more like this plate is just kind of going like this, creating a much more rigid thing here, and then going this way almost. Yeah, let's take a look at that, in fact. See, what happens here is, if we are determining that movement is... no, I don't. I just want... I don't want stamp. No stamp. Why are you like this? I guess I don't got a choice. I'm just gonna do... Oh, path. There we go. if we are making the determination that the continent is, or the tectonic plate is moving this way at whatever speed it's moving at, scrunching up against here, causing, because there wasn't a lot of land over here to begin with anyways, this is all forming along this ridge, and this would be a very tectonically active area as well. So this would almost be like a much, much larger Hawaii, or even a much, much larger Japan. This would almost kind of remind me of the Ring of Fire, except there wasn't a pre-existing American landmass. So something like the Western Interior Seaway might end up forming for whatever reason. So we're saying then that this plate is moving along one of these plates are scrunching up against one another, or rather, two of them are convergent plates. That would leave the question of what's going on here. So we are saying that this is a convergent plate. Go ahead and mark that out here. For those of you that haven't taken a geography or Earth Studies semester in school, or class in school yet, congratulations. Welcome to this. Which it would make almost a lot of sense to say that this line right here, this line would be divergent then, or otherwise transform, but in this case, I would honestly say that this entire plate pushing here, making a convergent line, would mean that this has to be divergent, just because of the direction and angle that it is, which would make this a transform fault, as it is pushed up against this barrier right here. This plate is slipping along and has kind of fragmented, most likely, along whatever this plate is, meaning that there's likely yet another plate right around here. We're going to determine whether or not that some of these are land masses or not. More than likely, we're going to have land also wrap around here. If these are convergent and these are divergent, then that means that this side is moving towards... I really wish that there was like a pointer thing. I can make arrows. What am I doing? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that really quickly, just that way you guys don't get confused and I don't get confused. So arrow is going to be indicative of movement, and in that case, nope, there we go. Much better. So these two are converging upon one another, and each part of the plate is going to have a different speed at which it is converging, hence why these ones are converging a lot slower than this area, meaning this section where you can see all the green underneath, that has built up a lot quicker because the plates are converging along this line here a lot faster than, say, right over here. We can determine that this is because of a number of reasons, but more than likely it is because of this divergent line right here. And if we are going to say that this is divergent and this is convergent, then this line right here must also very likely be either a transform or divergent plates to create these island chains right here. In this case, I'm going to say we are looking at another transform plate. This might be wrong. I don't know. We're just kind of winging it and seeing how we feel. However, it does feel right to kind of say that this is a transform if this plate, wherever this one is going to end up being, is going this way and creating that island chain along here. The divergent plates moving alongside this way would then bump into this and likely create a smaller plate right here even, which would be super tectonically active. So let's go ahead and draw that really quickly. Let's estimate if we've got this island right here, then it would probably be something like right here is where this plate would be. And then this would be a slipping plate. This would be a slip fault line, I believe. is what it's called. It's been so long since I've taken any earth science and geology class. It's been so long. Don't expect me to get all this right. This is all just the very first day of creating a world. Now then. Really hoping for some good, interesting storm stuff to happen. It did not. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and take a look here at California, because this is where a massive amount of tectonic activity happens. So let's take a look at Earth tectonic. Let's take a look here at our tectonic plates map. Except I want like one that's in 4K. This works. Open image in new tab. You have a number of different plates right here. Juan de Fuca, you have the San Andreas faults over here, which is different from an actual plate. Fault lines are different from plates. But this is where you have a majority of the world's plates located. You're going to see, obviously, what I was talking about before, where you will have certain plates that are slipping against one another. You're going to have the massive Atlantic divergent fault here, with the Pacific convergent fault here, as the Pacific plate is being pushed up against the North American plates, and also against the Pacific plate is being pushed against the North American plate, because these are both convergent lines, and the Philippine plate is getting pushed against the Eurasian plate, which is what is creating a lot of the issues in Japan. I did not know that the northern part of Japan was technically part of the North American plate. That is so interesting to me. I've looked at this. Really? You just called it Scotia? I'm learning a couple of things right now. I've looked at this a number of times, I just never really looked at it, I guess. But yeah. There's a lot of different representations here. There is so many different plates that we have listed here. But we're gonna stick with this one because it's going to show you what we need. We need a lot of very, very large plates. So anywhere there is actual continental activity is where there are going to be much less plates. So the plates for this planet are going to be quite substantially large. Especially compared to Earth. I am noticing that I kind of may have made a mistake here. So, how can we rectify a mistake made by me? Well, we can have one of two things happen. We can have the plate move over here to not necessarily exist along the equator. Now I'm seeing as to why we don't actually reference the equator with plates, because that's definitely not realistic. There's so many things happening. My brain is just like, oh no, you messed up big time. The only thing you know for sure is that there's a plate here that goes and stretches down to over here and comes back over here, and then you want a plate boundary here. Entirely reasonable, I would think, until I'm looking at this and I'm realizing that the very north and south poles are one singular plate. That kind of tells me that I'm looking at this from the wrong point of view, which is good. This has been so long. So we're gonna add a new goal. Study how plate tectonics form land masses and how continental drift affects oceanic currents. These are things that we're going to be learning at some points. If you know anybody that knows anything about this, send them my way. I would be happy to see them. As for the everybody else here, well, I honestly am not too certain. So, what now I want to do is I do actually think that I want to take a better look at the physical... Hold on, I gotta move my chair back. I'm sorry if you hear that. It's a very, very nice chair. It's an actual, like, sofa. So, what we have here is something that is actually very, very strong. This itself is good, but it's also not good. Now, if that sounds confusing to you, well, The actual ridge here is likely supposed to be a little bit more like out here in the ocean itself. Because these fault lines don't form, you know, the mountain. There's a lot of things that I just got wrong all in one go, and now I'm kind of looking at this like, wow, I feel like an idiot. Um, I mean, you can technically have it look like that, I guess, but like, feels weird since all of the plates over here are especially oceanic. Like, the Indian plate is the only one that I can think of that is currently active that is creating more mountains and is already embedded into a continent. And it is a very, very small part of the continent. Interesting. That's good to know, though. So, what we have here might be wrong, but doesn't necessarily have to be. If we move our image around a few times, if we re-angle it, and if we resize it, we might find something like this might do us a little bit better. A plate that is already there, doing its own thing, and there's already land. We would just have to move things around a little bit more and replace some of our things. Alternatively, we might not even necessarily have to move that around. We can go ahead and grab this, grab all of these, except for the image. I probably should leave the image, and either move them here, and like this. Oh, I kind of actually fuck with that a lot more. Yeah, I fuck with this a lot more. Huh. Interesting. Oh, that's so very interesting. And now I can even go ahead and drag this and this, and if I make all of these things over here, yeah, I mean, I can even go ahead and drag the islands and put them over along the other side if I felt like it. Yeah, I really like this. This looks a lot better now. Which is great news, because it did not look great before. I do also have thoughts now on this. I do think that it would be best to have, Again, I want to avoid this looking too North America. Like, I want to avoid this looking too much like Earth. So, how best to do that? Well, I don't know. I mean, the truth is, I don't think it matters. Not yet, anyways. So what we're gonna do here is I'm gonna take a quick break and get some more water. I was talking, you know, a little bit hurdy. Go ahead and over scripts, minutes, and I will be right back in. No, I don't even need 5 minutes. I need 2 minutes. So I'll go and fix that. 2 minutes. Transform. And I will be right back. Thank you guys so much for your patience. And I am returned, just like that. Over. Right, so. Let's take a look here and see what we can do, because there is honestly so much that we have ahead of us that we have to work on. Maybe instead of panicking ourselves, like I'm wont to do, I think we just stop focusing on all of that and we just start to make. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna go ahead and grab all of this, create group, and say plates. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then we're gonna hide that from ourselves. No need to look at that for a little bit. Delete those, and most importantly, these pesky little landmasses. Oh, no, that is the wrong button. There we go. Delete those pesky little landmasses and see where we can go. So, Epthea. I don't think I like the continent up there. And I'm not necessarily certain how I feel about it looking like that either. So we will go ahead and wrong flip. Wrong lever. Ooh. Now this, absolutely. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that is a stroke of absolute genius, and if you say otherwise, I hate you. I don't actually hate you. I love you guys. You're all so special to me. That, oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's not perfect, but like we can just be like, oh no, that's an inland sea, or something like that. This worked out a lot better than I thought it did. Okay, interesting. I wasn't expecting that to work. I mean, I know that I'm the one that, you know, did the thing, but like, surely you don't expect me to think that my plans are gonna work. I don't even expect that. Let's take a look at what we've got here for this. Oh, oh no, not what I want to do. This was, I think, during the hurricane that happened a couple of months ago. That doesn't sound right to me though. I kind of want to go ahead and do, ooh. Now, what if we went with like an Arctic, like, almost like a tropical Arctic vibe here, right? Like, I know I said that I wanted this to be a lot warmer of a world. In that case, right? Why don't I go ahead and move this? I mean, if we're gonna say that this is an Arctic world, why don't we go ahead and move this over to Tuatonga Vailoa? No, we're not actually gonna move this to Tuatonga Vailoa. I wish he was better this year, by the way, because I almost want... Wait, no, I'm a Bills fan. I don't want Tua to be good. I hate the Dolphins. Go ahead and do this. Oh, what if I... Oh, no. Okay, got it. Understood. Can't do that. Maybe this. Oh, yeah. Okay, I got it. This is much better and much closer to what I actually wanted to. It means that I feel like if I fuck around with this a little bit more and put this, well, no, this is already like going to be still like, because I mean, if we look at the, you know, hold on, wait, we don't need to look at Doggerland anymore. Earth, no wait, Mercator projection map. Okay, sorry, hold on. I'm like literally standing on my seat. But like, no, I just want the image. I don't care about the link. Wait, this is Robinson projection. Sorry, I meant Robinson. Hello, Barry. It's going so good. How are you? I didn't expect to see you up right now. Okay, so if we're looking at this here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, most of Japan is roughly about the same as like the central part of America. and it has about the same amount of swing in climate as well. So if we're looking at our map here, we're saying 1, 2, 3, 4. This is going to have a massive swing. This is still a very, very temperate zone. So, and then you get into your tropics, and then you get into your equatorial right here. So, oh, yeah, no, that happens sometimes. I know the feeling. It be a pain in the ass. But yeah. Taking a little look-see at the Earth. Absolutely wild shit. Well, I'm actually working on something that everybody's going to be working on. This is the planet of Epthea. Possibly one of many planets, I don't know. Worldbuilding Sessions is going to be a cooperative thing with all of you, my community. We are going to be building this together. We're going to be creating the world as we go along. For the next year, the next calendar year, until November 1st, 2026, we will be creating Epthea, and whatever we make is what we will publish together as a free world to explore and create your own stories in. I have no idea what's going to happen here. There might be gods, there might be magic, there might not be either of these things. Some things that we work on might not ever matter again. Some things might matter only for one linchpin detail. I'm not sure, but I'm excited. But like I said, if we are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, if we are looking at right here where, oh wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2. Doesn't seem right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1. Okay, it is right. So yeah, right here. Yes, I am mathing correctly. God, I'm having issues. If we are putting like this region up here, this is where a lot of Japan's climate, because we want this to be very, very mountainous. We want this to be, you know, a very archipelagoic world. If we put this in the temperate climates, where along most of Europe is, where most of the United States is, that's going to bring it some very, very nice seasonal changes. Now, the storms that this continent's going to face, if it's mostly here, is going to be immense, especially with the main part of the world being highly oceanic. So I do think now that we should probably turn the main mass of it either to the very north or the very south, and either way, it should kind of impede the oceanic currents and make them go around. But yes, welcome on in. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you're here to hang out, I'm absolutely willing to hang out, because I like getting to hang out with you. You're a friend. If we're going to have the oceanic currents be jostled about a bit, one of the things that we have to learn is, where is the actual flow going to go? That's why we're currently placing these little things down. These are just pictures of storms that I took off of the radar over the past few years and said, I like these. These look cool. I think I actually might have a couple others, but I want to confirm that really quickly too. Oh, I do. Oh, I have so many. Hold on. To go ahead and let's do this. And do of that except for 1, 2, 3. There, because those are private. You don't need to worry about those. Okay. And then I have 3 more storms that I can put in here too. So that's super helpful for me. Go ahead and do upload images. You can't see them anyways, that's fine. Perfect. Weather for maps. Take 3 stamps. I find that, you know, just taking from storms is super, super useful, super helpful. And so I just do it. Okay, so, 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Ooh, interesting. I want probably not fit that south part there, but well, actually, hold on a second. That looks interesting. I kind of like that. It kind of is like making a little, like one of those weird, like almost like a batarang. It almost looks like, or like a. It looks more like a bird. Like it looks like an eagle. Does anybody else see the eagle? Like you have the head here. You've got like the wings over on the sides, and it's coming to flap them down. It's like catching something in its claws, in its talons down here. Maybe that's just me. Oh, interesting, actually. Huh. I kind of fuck with that idea, actually. I really kind of fuck with that. I think I'm gonna go with that, in fact. Take a look here, then. This is kind of a bop of a song. This is kind of cool. Is that Stardew Valley? It sure is. Okie dokie, I'm either gonna fall back asleep or play some Roblox. I don't know which it is. Yeah, of course. Take care. I'm gonna be sleeping in a couple hours. Don't worry. Don't worry. I can speak so good. I English. I do the English. No, don't worry. I'll sleep. It's just gonna be, you know, obviously this being the sunrise stream, I'd like to hang out a little bit, you know, see if anybody decides to give me a follow. And hey, lurkers, if you're there, feel free to give me a follow. And feel free to give me your input as well. And if you don't want to, completely fine, no worries. I appreciate you guys no matter what. But either way, take care, Barry. Have yourself a wonderful day, and I look forward to doing an actual collab with you again whenever we have time. First things first, saving, because if I don't, I'm gonna cry if something happens. Now, that's actually a really interesting thing here. I wonder what this is actually going to do, because this seems like this is going to be more like the Gulf of Mexico. If I take out these islands here, there's going to be a small corridor. But the oceanic flow, well, actually, no, because it's going to whirlpool down here and then create the current that goes through here, and then it's probably going to bounce back up from whatever, like, I don't even know if there's going to be an ice shelf. Because I'm assuming that this is going to be a much more warm planet. Like, I would assume that it has to be to have this little land. Either that, or there just simply isn't, or there's just simply an excess of water, and the ice caps just haven't formed yet because the Ice Age ended. Something along those lines. We'll figure it out, I'm sure. Either way... ooh. Now this is where we start getting into an actual continent. And I have been debating on whether or not... I mean... I have almost a curiosity of putting the main part of the world right along here, and then expanding it out west and up north. So I think I'm going to take a look at and see what happens if I do that. Because yeah, oh yeah. Like I was saying, there's going to be like that weird curvature over there. So I do... Oh, this is another good track from Hollow Knight, by the way. Reflection. This one's good. I like this one. Ooh, what if I do... I definitely think I want to put this over, like, here. And then... This has more land than I was initially intending there to be. But, like... If you see the vision, right? Like... You can kind of be like, okay, well, there's like multiple hooked continents. This is like a very, very primal world that is still forming and jostling around. I mean, if you've looked at Gondwana? In Laurasia, yes. No, not the super... Oh, yes, this. This is what Gondwana looks like. This was one of the, post-Pangea? Supercontinents. Gondwana lands, that's... I thought that was a joke. It was not. Okay. Oh, interesting. Oh, that's because Laurasia became Laurasia and then Eurasia. Okay. I promise I know way too much about this. Okay. All supercontinents. Let's take a look at this. Volbara was interesting. I will talk about... So I have done a lot of research into supercontinents, and it is so interesting. The mere concept of a supercontinent has always been so fascinating. But as we are getting in here and taking a look, there's so much happening here. The little history gremlin in me is just like, I want to just start researching and going on tandems about how cool these various supercontinents were. And honestly, I might do an entire history stream because I'm so stoked to talk about it. But we're gonna go ahead and not hit AI mode because fuck that. Proto-Pangea to Paleo-Pangea. A super Kraton. Yes. I want to talk about it so badly. I want to talk about Volbara and Ur so badly. Okay, so we'll start with Kennerland. Nope, definitely not, right? Arctica, and then Atlantica, and then Columbia or Nuna. Then Rodinia is when the formation started happening. And then Pannotia, or Greater Gondwana. And then you have Gondwana itself. And then Pangea was the last time that all of the continents were properly together. But our interest here is in Pannotia. For some reason, Pannotia. This was a massively beautiful... I mean, just look at it, right? Like, this is what... Okay, hold on. We're gonna try and find... Pannotia... Oh, 2 N's. I missed the second N. Pannotia continent. Hi, Gargi, welcome! You have joined into the very first of my world building sessions where I get to just make a world with help from everybody here in chat. This is effectively the literal formation of an entire planet. Welcome to Proto-Eptheia. This is a kind of concept that I'm making out of pictures of storms that I've taken. So this is what you have woken up to. Me looking at this and going, how can I make this even cooler? And honestly, I think a lot of that is going to come down to... I just have to go ahead and increase the scale a little bit for some of these things. Although I definitely think that goes too far over the island bit, and honestly, maybe I should scale it down the other way and move these... No, I definitely think I want to keep these close enough together to the point where there's reasonably islands between them that kind of connect them still, as they're like going to collide with one another and create a bunch of new lands and destroy old ones. So I think we'll do it like this. Go ahead and... no, I definitely want to keep those... like that. Jesus Christ. Look, if I am responsible for any pain, don't see a doctor. You don't need a doctor. You need me. Clearly. That was the universe saying, hey, Gurky, you should go hang out with Connie. Connie needs you. Did I? Probably. Only been a couple of people in here so far, just you and Barry. But I'm obviously going to be more than happy with, you know, anyone showing up at all. Place that like that. And honestly, maybe I kind of want, oh, too far. Only want the one. Yeah, I kind of still want that separation, like it's not yet joined together. So if I place this like here, like it's coming together, and it's still a bunch of islands that are about to smash in, but haven't got there yet. Okay, there we go. Better. Better, 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 better. Okay. I already have a dentist appointment set up for Monday. I already know what they will do. I just don't want to... Yeah, well... Do you want to be in pain? Because there's a good way to be in pain, and that is to ignore the issues that you're having with your body. Trust me, I would know. Hi. I'm like the resident being in pain person. So, I think with what we have for... Yeah, I think I'm pretty satisfied with this. And then we'll add in a bunch of islands elsewise. But for now, I think we're going to go ahead and call this the physical formation of the planet itself, and maybe move these slightly more distant to one another. Go ahead and make some island chains around here that loop around, and then we can figure out oceanic currents, we can figure out tectonic plates. My favorite part of this is going to be figuring out how the hell does climate work on a planet like this? Because that already seems like so much fun to me. But over here is honestly the area that I'm the most interested in, because there's so many islands over here that already I'm looking at it and going, if I'm gonna draw a red, which is definitely what I was going to do, I would say, well, if there's going to be a continental boundary anywhere, it's going to go like this, right? Oh, actually, wait, hold on. So kind of goes, stretches up like that. Gonna delete the bot here in a second. Something like that, a little bit probably. Go ahead and delete the bot really quickly. It already said restricted, but oh, it's restricted. I don't even have to do anything. Well, look at that. I don't have to do jack shit. All right. But yeah, I hope that you're doing, you know, better whenever you get to the dentist, and I know exactly what it's like to go to a dentist and be like, I am about to spend all of the money. Every single cent of my life is about to be gone. So, good luck is all I can say, really. Now as for the map itself, I'm gonna go ahead and put this width 8, and then we'll put this up on layer 5, and then I kind of again. Yeah, we'll do it. No, wait. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Right. Tectonic plates work differently than to how you would expect them to. Rather than the ridge being in the center of the continent, it's on the edge in the ocean very often. There are exceptions to the rule, but that is typically the rule. Now, that said, I can definitely put like, so yeah, one continent, one tectonic landmass here. Then, so 1, 2, 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then somewhere out here is where, that would be very interesting. Hold on, I have to make considerations here, hold on. Maybe it goes a little bit more like this instead. Oh, well, I mean, that's kind of what we're doing. We're actually, so I was looking and saying, I want an oceanic planet. And what we were looking at is Pannotia, which was the predecessor to Gondwana, which was the predecessor to Pangaea. So we were looking at that and going, interesting. Yeah, our current look was Pannotia. Now, honestly, whenever this map gets done, you can see kind of what we're going for here. Like, there are land masses outside of the main supercontinent. Yeah. It's interesting, isn't it? I trust me. I spent years thinking about doing a world building project on stream, and doing it just kind of felt good, you know? I've enjoyed it so far. But obviously we also have the goals that we have, where we're just looking at what we can do in general to make an interesting world. Now, these streams aren't going to be particularly long, and they're going to alternate from the sunrise to the sunset streams, as we grow on and see what happens. Oh God, yeah, no, that's what I was that's one of the things that I was saying earlier. Is just like, I don't know what the weather is gonna look like. It's gonna go so already right here. What I'm seeing is I'm gonna use we're gonna use this color. No, we're gonna use this color for ocean cycles. What I'm looking at here is that it's just like there's a very, very thin stream that could happen right there before moving out to there. But like this Arctic path would effectively just like be a circle coming down. Well, no, wait, hold on a second. I'm so sorry. I'm an idiot. I'm so sorry. So it comes down and gets cooled here, bounces around, and then comes up to get warmed and along this side of the coast. And over here, this would be doing the same thing. It goes over here, gets warmed, gets cooled, and then comes over here. Oh, I see how it works. Kind of, anyways. Because there's also like... Now, hold on a second. Because then you also have it bouncing back. Oh, no, there we go. I figured it out. It bounces back. Kind of like that? Oh, God. Oh, no. The ocean pattern here makes no sense. Oh, no. Yeah, I would be more worried about living literally anywhere on this planet. The storms here are tempestuous at best, is what I'm noticing right now. Like, I think I have to move these land masses up here up. Like, I have to, because otherwise things get really, really nasty. God, that fucks me up a little bit, actually. Okay. Move those. Move those. Hey, guess what? You're in the north now, bitch. Yeah, I realized as I was looking, I was like, oh no, everything bad. And then I think these should also be moved up slightly. Hold on, because... Okay, so some of this has to get downsized then, it looks like. No, Gurky, I've been spending so long looking at maps in storms and being like, weather. I know how to fight the weather. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I need to get that clip from Friendly Mulligan saying that. I know how to fight the weather with my uncut jams and my poi sticks. I love the silliness. But, okay, taking a look at... No, trust me. You should feel confident in the work that you do anyways, but I kind of now almost want to... Yeah. If I upscale the size of the actual, like, main landmass, so, like, this is an oceanic supercontinent, right? This is a massive chain of archipelagos that kind of tapers out towards the Arctic. And then I have no idea what I'm doing anywhere else. Because if I move this too close to the side over here, or, I'm sorry, wait, hold on. If I move it too close to the side, there are issues. But if I do this... Okay. Hold on. Just realized the time zones are already going to be hell. So you either need to cut them down or shrink shit. No. I'm gonna rule this as an Earth-like planet. we're saying that in terms of the planet itself, no. I mean, there's gonna be islands everywhere, right? But if I'm looking at this like this, hold on. Okay, so if we bounce along here, if we say, for one reason or another, okay, we're gonna draw from over here. Or from over here. Oh god, wait, okay, so this leads out and over to here. Over to here, leads over to here. Over to here. Leads over to here. Leads down over to here. Then back around like this. Eh? So where does... No, wait, hold on, wait. How do oceanic currents work? I'm so confused. Yeah. Everything's fucked. How do you make a planet? I'm so annoyed that I'm looking at this being like, oh, I researched this for months. I know how to do this. I don't know how to do shit. I don't know shit. I don't know what I'm doing at all. Which is quite impressive because I actually looked at this for such a long time that I was just like, oh yeah, no, absolutely, I can do this. I'm over here realizing and rethinking all my life choices. No, buddy, I couldn't do fuck all. Planet, how do those things work? Honestly, if somebody comes up to me and just says that one day, I don't know, right? Like, if someone just is like, planets, how do they work? I don't know. Oh, Gurky, how many channel points do you have, by the way? Just out of curiosity. Taking a sip of water, sorry. Sorry for the sudden silence. 17.9k, Jesus Christ, okay. Can you send me start listing things here in the chat? And then put it in Discord, like, let's talk about it. What would you like to see for, like, channel point redeems? Because I'd be so happy to do some of that. Like, it would be insane. Oh my god, why is there just an hour-long thing in here? Who put that in here? What the fuck? Okay, we're gonna move here. New music, great. Okay. I realized that everything was just so quiet all of a sudden, and I was not about it. I'm so sorry. I was I was trying to do, you know, better for audio, and now we have better for audio. Because we have actual music. We really need to turn that up the fuck up. There we go. There we go. Oh no, where is my thing? There it is. Okay. I'm still not entirely certain how the fuck I'm supposed to make... Okay. If I group this and then I flip it... Okay, so, Western continents. And then I flip. Well, that actually kind of looks interesting. I kind of like that. Yeah, this looks way more interesting. And honestly, looks like I could probably do way more with it. Now, if I flip this, this is going to... Ooh. Ooh. Wait a second. Turkey? I might be onto something. I just really need to scale these the fuck down. Actually, no, these ones are fine being bigger, I think. But if I'm gonna do this, that needs to be scaled down. And then I honestly should scale that up slightly. And maybe scale that back down. Because I can see this kind of being like a Yucatan Peninsula situation, which creates like this gulf here, which now I'm realizing is actually a long thing. So if I want to do like a northern Yucatan Gulf here, oh, maybe I could do something Indonesia-esque. Like, hold on, let me take a look. Oh yeah, absolutely. I could absolutely do something Indonesia-esque. I'd have to just figure out what the actual I mean, very, very wet. This is a very, very wet and rainy area. Okay. I have no clue. My only ideas are ripped off of people I watch on Twitch. Also, I just realized you probably should do that or commission me. Hey, I'm always down to get commissions. You know, it's kind of like how I make my money anyways. Oh wait. Oh. Was this staring me in the face the entire fucking time? Was the obvious answer of just merge these into one like cuboid? Yeah, it probably was. What am I saying? Okay, do this. And then, honestly, if I'm gonna do it like that, maybe do it like this. Where it's not perfectly cuboid. And then I kind of want to stretch this one itself. I spent far too long doing it in a way that I am happy with. Hey, you know what? Entirely fair. Transform and then width. Oh yeah, much better. Much better. Not so fast, Space Cowboy. But no, I completely get you. I understand. And then, so this is going to be the Eastern continent versus the Western continent, which I definitely think should be further up. And honestly, more central to the world. Then move these over here. All right, this I think is what I'm gonna settle with for the positions of the land. I don't know how some of these things trailed the way they did, but like this right here, this almost like straight line of islands, who could say, you know? So if I take a look at Robert's direction, most things are below that line there. So these are like very much Arctic, and this is also very Arctic, okay? Just fine, we need Arctic territory, and that's probably gonna honestly start, well no, because these aren't going to have polar caps yet. This is a very, very oceanic world. Okay, so now we have a very, very basic landmass. I can't believe it. It only took us an hour and a half to get a basic land. Oh, good. That's gonna be exciting. I'm gonna send you 2 images, the map and the graph with clans relations, since, yeah, all right, that makes sense. And then we can have Eastern continent right here. Eastern continent. We'll go ahead and drop those onto the same layer. We will say is layer 2. Or I guess 3. No, we're gonna put it on 2. Okay, let me take a look in the Discord whenever you send it to me properly. I'll take a look at it in a little bit as you see you typing it up. But yeah, no, that's fucking stoked as hell. All right, let's see. What else can I do here exactly to help myself? Advisor's about to be an ad. I can't stop it. I'm sorry. Or maybe there won't be. I don't know. It's really inconsistent these days. Right, Epthea. Let's take a look at what we can do for you here. So, Western continent. Eastern continent. There we go. Okay, let me take a look. Oh, no, I think you did show me this map. No, you haven't shown me this map, but I have seen maps like it. That's so interesting, Gurky. I love that. I wish I could pull that up onto... I will show people later what that looks like. That's so interesting. I love that. Thank you for showing me that, actually. That really kind of... Huh. I might steal some snippets of that and use that in the actual world building. Okay, let me take a look here at Epthea. So, we now have two distinct continents, and we have them rather close together, honestly. Why? I don't know, I just thought it was cool. So, we have a lot of ocean still in between them, and there's also plenty of space for the continents to kind of like share out islands everywhere else. Now, the very first thing that I want to do is go ahead and figure out the names of the continents. But in order to do that, I also kind of want to figure out the names of the peoples and the cultures and who named it and why it got such an accepted name. Why is Earth Earth? Why is it not Terra or Gaia or some other thing from some other language that means the same word? Why is the planet named the way it is? In order to do that, we have to get into language and history, and there's so much to do. Our very first bit of world building, though, has been completed. It is arguably one of the most important things to figure out what your planet is going to look like. So, go ahead and really quickly light the islands up here. Yeah, we're gonna have to do some cleanup here. Oh wait, that would look like that naturally. Okay, interesting. Maybe move that there and then move these here and over here. And then we have, indeed, what will vaguely be our continents properly. Keeping clans away from other clans that they would try to wipe out was rough. Yeah. That makes sense. You know what you should do, Gurky, is you should make a game of diplomacy on that map and give everybody... We should play diplomacy using that, is what we should do. Because that wouldn't get us to kill each other. No. Now, there is so much to do here. Gods, I'm gonna have to be so meticulous when recreating... Oh no, I can zoom in. Wow, I can zoom in. Okay. I might not have to be so meticulous after all. And this is only 2K editing, which is great news because that means that we have an entire more 2K to go for 4K editing, which is going to allow us to make so many mistakes in the future. But Epthea has the very first part of its life brought together. This is what our continents are going to be looking like at some point in the future. There will be changes that we make, and there will be expansions, and there will be removals. I'm looking forward to figuring out how the continental plates work on this bitch, because what the hell? But that is something that we can do at a different point. The very first thing that we have done... Tiny island in the middle. No. This is... There's going to be a number. Oh, no, you're talking about your place. You're talking about your place. That makes sense, honestly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Technically, no, 8. The orcas were just like, no, we're out. See ya, peace, deuces. We don't care. We don't want it. they were just like, no, fuck you. We're out. See ya. Makes sense though. Uh-oh, what the fuck? Okay, there we go. I was like, what the hell happened? I just minimized the tab. So, here we stand with something brand new. Gurky, can I ask for you to help me with this map so far? Can you tell me 2 things that should go on this map? Orcas are the groups that want to... Yeah, that makes sense. They just hate They're just generational haters. That makes absolutely so much sense. I don't know why they hate so much, but, like, I get it. I get it. Right, and as you're typing up what you want... Of course, of course. There has to be at least one, right? There has to be at least one. How the hell did I take this? That had to have been over by Canada. Yeah, that's definitely... No, I meant to add as in, like, give a name to the continent, or maybe, like, a name for, like, a country that could exist on one of them. Things like that. Because right now, all we have is just a base, really simple idea. Now, there aren't going to be a lot of peoples that live on this place because, well, there's, like, nothing to do here. There's, like, nowhere to live. Except for in, like, these areas over here where the mainland mass is. Which I will be expanding on the mainland mass and probably moving it a little bit further this way, and then having this jut be, like, right here still. So that way it's still, like, equatorial. It's just not truly, genuinely right smack dab in the middle of the equator. And then eventually I'm also going to paint the outsides with a bunch of stuff. Which I could start doing now. You're going to say that yours is about the clan's tieflings, and clan names are the demon lord. Oh, that's so interesting. I feel like we never talk about your world, but that is genuinely... I mean, that makes a lot of sense. At least I feel like that makes, like, a lot of sense to me. Although, like, pretty much everything makes sense to me. I'm used to working with weird. Alright. I'm making a note in Discord. Oh god, I gotta sneeze. I'll be right back. The sneeze did not happen and I'm a little disappointed. I'm gonna drink some water very, very quietly and very, very angrily. I hate it when I don't get to sneeze. It was based on TikTok. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, let's see what I can do here. Well, I think I want this to be a very, very... I think there are going to be 2 distinct actual peoples on the planet itself. I think there's going to be a proper, like... Honestly, I think this should be, like, the main continent, and this should be, like, the kind of, like, New World area a little bit. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this be the mainland and say that everybody started like over here and whatever, and then made their way west as time went by, the continents drifted together, and you know, stuff happened. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. But I'm gonna go ahead and put down the. Where did I have that? Oh, I forgot I had that too. Whoa, whoa, that's so old. Wow. Oh my god, I made this like 4 years ago. Holy shit. Wow. Probably shouldn't have put that down because I forgot I had my. Oh, I don't care. I don't even use the old account anymore, anyways. Wow. I want to see if I can find that again. I still think that this was not a bad thing to have. I just wish it was centered better. Okay. It's cool as fuck. I haven't seen that in so long. Okay. We are going to go ahead and put down the little target mark of. Oh, that's not a no background PNG. Say here is the seat of civilization. Seat of or origin of life. Insert phrase name later. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll also go ahead and make that bold and definitely go ahead and make it a different font. We'll put the seat of life there, though. That is where society originated, and they would colonize this area and all these islands. I'm gonna say that there are like super dangerous floodplains down over here. You know what? I know what we're going to call them. Cassinian. Oh yeah, absolutely. I would say like, yeah. I would say like somewhere over here, like in this region over here, explicitly as well. This would be like the staging ground for like a lot of wars, because it would be the closest to like these new islands. So like probably if there's gonna be like major wars, they're all gonna take place like over here and be about controlling the different island ports to start with, because then you're gonna have like your major cities are gonna be over here. Yeah, the gate to the new world. Like they need to sail directly along these port islands and all these areas over here because it's too dangerous. The seas are too wild. Yeah. Oh, it's just the island chain? Interesting. I see what you're saying, like this area over here, wherever it stretches out to. Yeah. So I can see there being like 4 or 5 distinct countries that kind of like are always at war, but like, Well, now I have like an idea. I'm gonna say that this is, I don't know why it didn't work. There we go. We're gonna say that this is like one area. And there's obviously gonna be like more countries. Twinkie, hello! I will never make your maps again if you keep it up. I'll keep all your money. Fuck you. I am so glad to see you. Hi, it feels like it's been so long since we've actually hung out and talked. Welcome back. How are you? Go ahead and make this area over here its own kind of kingdom, vaguely. But yeah, welcome on in, Twinkie. How are you? And then this is where things would start getting tricky, because I imagine there's a bunch of islands over here. I'm up early for work, so I can leave earlier than normal for Halloween party. Hell yeah. But also, Jesus Christ, man. What the fuck? But hey, since you're here, can I ask you, what do you think of like this vague concept for the map so far? And then definitely, this is definitely its own giant fuck-ass thing. And then it's probably most often at war with the one over here, trying to encroach on whatever islands would be in here. So we will say... yes, that is correct. But so I've been taking screenshots of different like storm patterns for the past year-ish to make sure that I had enough for literally anything. But yeah, I like to use weather systems as like developments for my lands. That's how I make my maps look so realistic. Is because I'm just like, well, but what if we pretend that these weren't in fact island or storms, but instead islands and shit, and it works out pretty well. Okay, and then let's see who wants to, you know, rear their ugly heads for control of this area next. You got one area controlling for there, vying for control there. Like everybody wants a slice of the cake over here, like Yerky said. So, I mean, there's so many things that you could do here. Let's see. Other should be next. We haven't done a weird off blue, so we can do that. So over here is definitely, like I said, where I think it starts getting interesting because there's giant mountains over here, meaning that there's not a lot of space to really expand to. But yeah, if you have any ideas or things that you would think would just be generally fucking sick to see here, say it. I'd be happy to take a look and see what I can do to throw things down. And this almost looks like Greece, which I do think should mean small area there. And then an area like in Civil War over here. So many things that we could do. So many vaguely defined cultures. I don't know if these people are even modern or not. I don't know what this actually looks like in terms of anything yet. It's so exciting. I also have a Worldbuilding Sessions document that we're going to be doing at some point in the future that I will open up for like a lot of people to go ahead and make comments on, and I will take ideas. I will make sure that people, you know, add their usernames and whatnot. But yeah, no, if you have any thoughts on this at all, I would love your opinions, because I love getting to hear you guys talk to me and see you guys in chat. So, no, this is actually shortly before Gondwana. So very fun fact, we were taking a look at Pannotia. So we were taking a look at Pannotia. Mark, welcome on in. You're not even following me? What the hell? This is Mark, the absolute bestest boy in the entirety of the history of the world. Welcome on in, except for the fact that you're not following me already. What the shit? What the hell? Has had an account for 11 years, hasn't followed me once. What the fuck? Who? Why do I even pay you people? What the hell? Thank you so much for the follow, Mark. Welcome on in. It's so good to see you. But yes, welcome back, welcome back. Obviously, I don't have to rejoin the Discord because, you know, your body be stressed and you be stressed and all that. But welcome on into the stream. Hi. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. I heard Greece. Guess we found the region that has nearly destroyed its currency. If I do think that would be. I mean, tell me that this area in particular does not look a lot like Greece. Like, I'm looking at it and I'm just like, that's just Greece, right? This is just Greece, but like mirrored but also not mirrored. It's just Greece. It's just Greece. That is this island, or not island. That is I guess island, yeah. We're gonna call this place Kalamata. But yeah, no, I'm just like, well, I mean, they could have lost, you know, I'm thinking that, you know, this blue line here, since I didn't intend for it to intersect like this, but maybe they're at war and the blue is either being pushed out or pushing into this, like, lavender, lilac color place and taking control of things. But yeah, no, Twinkie, we are looking at a much more Pan-ocean world. This is a super oceanic, not too much land, significantly less than Pangea. We're looking at a very, very oceanic world. And then I think some areas just are too dangerous to really have any long-term nations there yet. So we'll say, like, this area up here is, like, the coldest region and whatnot, has all of the, like, I'm wondering if we include the idea that there are monsters in this world. I feel like I do want that. I really feel like I do want monsters. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna make it canon. So I think that there are definitely a lot of oceanic monsters because, you know, a giant ocean world is going to have a very, very, very interesting ecosystem. And that is something that we're going to have to work on in the world. Ooh, no, do not. Gonna cancel. It's safe. Jesus Christ. Holy fuck. Don't want to do any of that. Learn more about how ecosystems function for oceanic worlds. I'm glad you think so. So Mark, what I'm planning on doing is I want people to, like, give input. I want everybody to create this world with me. This is something that we're going to be working on in streams for a year. I definitely think that overall, you guys are going to be the ones that help me develop this, so I want your opinions on things. If you think lands should look a certain way, or you think certain parts of history, or if there are gods or magic or technology or whatever exists here exists, we figure out why together. We take a look at things. I would not say war, I would say bad trade agreements, land for certain material, they used it up quickly or got scammed. Oh yeah, that absolutely could happen. This is Incarnate. And you know what? I'll even be super cool. I've been using Incarnate for so long. If you want to check it out, Incarnate does have a free option. I use the pro version because I've been using Incarnate for, like, the better part of a decade. And yeah. But feel free, check it out. Head on back over to the Worldbuilding Sessions section, and then learn about how trade agreements failed across trade empires and led to their collapses, e.g. Tamil Kings, Byzantium, etc., because they're the only two that I can think of directly. Yeah, I mean, feel free to hop back into the Discord. We would absolutely appreciate to see you there. Never a requirement, but always appreciated. Having people to hang out. And if you do hop into the Discord, make sure to get the Peacekeeper tag, PKPR, represent us. We are the very best of the world. We go out there, we hang out, we have a good time, and we do chaotic good because that is what we are. We are chaotic good for the world. And also very insane. But, wow, there's so much that we've done here today so far. Honestly, it doesn't seem like a lot, but even figuring out a basic plan for land masses and where major modern territories are for the world, that is huge. That's so much work that we've done. I'm actually really happy about this so far. And we have plans for things for me to learn about too. So, let's do this. Things to do and learn. true statements about the world. The world does have what would be considered monsters by Earth standards. However, Epthea, I can't spell. Hey, what's up, Twinkie? What's up? You, where's my D6s? Fuck, I don't have, oh wait, yes, I have my D6s, hold on, I have to roll, hold on. I will not flub this shit, I will, you know what, hold on. No, I can even pull it up, alright? Roll, what was my modifier for that? Please look up what my modifier for that was, hold on. Fuck, I don't remember. Was it a plus? No, I was the GM, I didn't have any modifiers. Fuck. What are my modifiers? Do I have a, you've got me picked. What do I have? Fuck it, I'm just rolling 2d6. 2d6, ha! Fuck! No, you bitch, you could have given me a +1, it would have been a success. You fucker, it's still a mixed success. So I'm gonna whack you, you know what? I could whack you. Fuck you, bitch. Oh, and I dropped one of my dice. God damn it. You asshole. Oh god. We have to stream. Oh my god. We have got to stream some You Awaken in a Strange Place at some point in the future. I'm going to die. I'm gonna die if we do that. I'm gonna go. I might actually go insane if we play that again. And those are only there for that session to get, yeah. So, oh my god. Yes, actually, Gurky. Oh my god. Hey, I'm gonna pin that. Pin that really quickly. Okay. I need you to send that to me in Discord because that actually is a really, really good idea. That's a huge idea. Holy shit, Gurky. That's fucking genius. But yeah. We have to figure out what happens for these different roles. How have you never played D&D at all, Mark? What? Are you serious? No. Really? Alright, Epthea, however, well, actually, yeah, considers them simply enhanced regular animal and plant life. Let's see here. Pascal, everybody knows you haven't played D&D. You're too busy fucking around with computers. Okay, let's take a look. All right, Epthea considers them simply enhanced regular and animal plant life. Additionally, some animals, some monsters, names to be determined later, also have things that would be considered magic. Also, welcome. I think that's your first message. That is, in fact, your first message. 10 hours of Baldur's Gate 3 is not D&D. I hate BG3 so much. It's so... Okay, so I hate D&D 5e, the system. I tried to like Baldur's Gate 3 so badly. I really did. But it felt like it ran into the same issues that I had with Neverwinter Nights and the original Divinity titles, where it felt too much like a CRPG, and you just, I don't know, it felt too forced. Yes, absolutely. Again, I feel like we almost make that like a redeem thing. Should we try and schedule that? It is a CRPG, I know, it's just, I don't like to think about it as a CRPG. I really went in expecting something else. That is actually an interesting idea. Monster's not inherently scary or anything, just enhance some kind of magical animal plant. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Do not play Ultima. Do not play Ultima. I will lose the respect for you that I just had if you play Ultima. Do not play Ultima. But Twinkie, we need to make sure. Okay, so we absolutely need to fucking get people for a fucking You Awaken game. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. Also, hold on. There we go. Okay, fine. Doesn't mean I have to like it, but true. Okay, so we have the idea that monsters exist. So, let's see. Let me guess, you're gonna say you have no idea. Gurky. Okay, so You Awaken in a Strange Place is a really, really simple comedy improv game. It's you literally only need 2d6 and like 3 or 4 other people with you, and it's just do dumb things. Twinkie can tell you all about the times that we have played You Awaken. Roll for Whacking is a reference to that. Yeah, no, send it to me so that way I can link the PDF. Actually, wait, I can just go to the website. You Awaken in a Strange Place. There we go. Draw feed. Oh, there is a 5-player variant. Okay, I'm gonna link this just in case we get more people that are interested in it. Let me go ahead and do that. 1, 2, 3. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong one. Never mind. Ignore that. Ignore that. Do not press that. Official rule sheets. There we go. You want this link. I'm so sorry. You want that link. And then you want to click on download now. It is really fun. It has, every time that we have ever played You Awaken in a Strange Place, I have several that I did streamed on my old channel years and years ago. Whenever I say that Florida is moist, it's a reference to some... We're taking the A, V, and D trains, and I'm sure you can figure out what a geriatric orgy is like from just all of that. Everything, it's all so bad. It's so funny. That doesn't surprise me. Nothing about that surprises me at all. Hold on, I will be right back. I need more water. Give me just 1 second. Hold on. Where's timer? I'm gonna go ahead and do the timer. I will be right back in 2 more minutes. I see that as I'm getting up. I'm going so fast.
What did you say, you old bat? I can't hear you. Oh, I'm going up. Oh, it's so fast. Oh.
I truly wish that I had recorded that because it was just, I think we spent 3 hours eventually just being like, damn. So it was like there was an alien and we were on Mars. I don't even remember anymore. It was so stupid. God, I can't believe it's been a year since that happened. Twinkie, what happened in the past year to make time go like this? How did we get here? Yeah. Look, it's one of those games that it's just meant to be. Oh my god, there's such a long delay here. Okay. I'm realizing right now just how long the stream delay is, and I don't know why. It shouldn't be that long. I didn't set a delay. But yeah, no, it's an absolute blast. Test. It shouldn't be that bad. No, I think it's just Gurky's internet. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's just Gurky. Unless whenever I said test, it was like 15 seconds later. In that case, it's not just Gurky. Test take 2. Bad internet. Yeah, it happens. Twinkie is our, Twinkie? Meet Pascal. That's gonna be your nemesis right there. Pascal is the reason as to why you have to have a job in the first place. Because she likes tinkering with things and breaking them. 10 seconds isn't too terrible, though. Honestly, I might do... You don't fix shit. No, you break it, then you fix it. You can claim you fixed it is what you do. Unless it's a car, in that case, you unbreak it. I don't think you necessarily fixed it, because it's always breaking. Sure. How about you fix these hands, bitch? But yeah, okay, so let's see. Additionally, some monsters named to be determined later also have things that would be considered magic. Yes, Twinkie does the, coding. So the two of you have a very, very similar, like... Yeah, I was gonna say, the two of you, like, Pascal's getting into car shit, and you're not, because I know you, and you can't do cars. I know you. Okay, so let's see. I don't think... Spellcraft is not a thing, but alchemy is. You know what? That makes sense. That does make sense. Okay. All right. Well, then 10 seconds does... No, that does not count, Gurky. But yeah, Pascal, Twinkie is somebody that has worked with defense contractors, just like I have. Although just with technology side of things. Twinkie and I are typically the first two people in a server. Oh, and we have Bobby, who is an active Air Force mechanic and works on the F-35. Fucking insane, by the way, that I know somebody that works on the fucking 35s. The three of us are typically the very first people to know if there is going to be military action in the country or anywhere in the world at all. It's insane. It's insane. And it's so fucking funny. But yeah, okay. So spellcraft is not a thing, but alchemy is. I'm almost wanting to say a la Witch Hat Atelier mixed with... What? What is the issue? What? Huh? What? Why are we saying Jesus and ew? What happened? Okay, you fuckers, fuck you. Oh yeah, no, it's insane. It's insane. I get the text that's just like, hey, we're getting deployed as forward scouts in places. We're taking drones. If I say that you need to go to a certain place, just go, and then I do that. I haven't had to do that in a long time though. And then Bobby working on the 35s, the Flyboys get everything, so he knows shit. He's got his drone boys too. He knows, especially. Yeah, it's basically that. If there's an influx of pizza to a military base, absolutely, yes. Yeah. It really is just like that. Holy shit. I'm just realizing how... Yeah, Jesus Christ. That's terrifying. Yeah, Twinkie goes to the fucking Pentagon, which is, or not goes to the Pentagon, but, actually, Twinkie, I think you did say that you did go to the Pentagon once, but maybe that was just my memory being wrong. One of my friends, TMK, is/was a soldier. Now I know that you will know. Ah, yeah. I mean, no, hold on. I need everybody to go ahead and make fun of this girl really quickly, because she can't even flavor hash browns. She can't even flavor... Yeah, I'm not... like, she can't even salt. Then you know what you do? You gotta flavor them. I'm just saying. I've had so much water in the past hour. I've had so much water today. I made a second pot of water and boiled it. I had a Pentagon call in. Okay. Yeah, that's what you were saying. I do remember that. Oh God, it's fucking insane. The shit that happens here is... Yeah, Gurky. Whenever I make fun of UK food, I need you to understand Pascal is from New Zealand, and somehow I don't know how they fucked up British food. I'm not gonna lie, but that country needs to take a... Yeah, that country needs help. Real garlic, pepper, onion, and for the love of fuck, get paprikash. I don't want to hear that from you. No, I'm from actually, I can't talk. My country doesn't do much better. yes, everybody make fun of New Zealand. Yes. Yeah, no. I've been in some weird positions. But yeah. Yeah. I am not sure. Is there anything else that we can work on right now? Because I kind of want to let ideas simmer for a little bit. But what I think I will definitely do is run an ad break right now, because you know what? I love that fucking money. Hey, if you're here, you guys should, like, sub if you aren't already subbed. That'd be pretty chill of you if you subbed. Some cool shit. What do you mean? Oh, wait, hold on. I don't even know if you're getting an ad. If you're not getting an ad, well, you should consider subbing if you're not. And if you are getting an ad, get fucked, nerd. You won't hear this, so haha. Yeah. I've talked to the FBI before. You so right though. Alright, and welcome back, people. The ad is over. Yeah, no, gods. To Ozzy. Oh my god, you watch Friendly Jordies too! Yeah, no, New Zealand is somehow... I'm not even gonna lie, New Zealand bad. I'm sorry, Cash Patel did fucking what? I'm sorry, No, actually, of course he did. Is he even in the government anymore? I feel like I don't hear about him anymore. To answer your question, Mark, how does the shifting continent affect culture? That's a great question. I think I really need to think about how quickly, because the continents can't move too quickly, otherwise there are massive amounts of earthquakes that just happen all the time. Now, this planet is already going to be significantly tectonically active just due to the fact that there aren't a lot of areas of land, and where they are, they're all island chains. So it's going to be a very tectonically active place. Jesus Christ, yeah. Oh god, did the ad break set back like the audio like 15 seconds? He's still there? Jesus, no. What are you talking about? Are you serious? No. I guess if that's what we're doing and having idiots in government. Well, no, wait. I can't even say that because we've had idiots in government the entire fucking time. I hate it. I hate it all. I do. Alright, well, let's take a look here really quickly, everyone. The US is falling apart. Yeah, sure. But at least I'm, you know, alive. If that's bragging rights, I don't know. I don't know if that's good anymore. I can't tell if being alive in this country is even a good thing at this point. It's somehow not the worst place to even be, even though it is falling apart. That's the craziest part about it. We're not gonna get too into politics here. We're gonna cut that whole conversation really quickly. I know that there will be a couple of messages that get sent still, but like, we'll cut it here. Let's see. I think what we do is we save some more world building sessions for another stream. Yes, that is true. But yeah, all right, so let's take a look here. I think that's, like I said, with everything that we have already done today, I think we get ready to either, I think we raid someone, don't we? Let's take a look at who is streaming right now. Oh, there's like nobody streaming right now. Oh wait, she is. I could go. Oh my god, jet lag versus solar. All right. Hold on, versus solary. Hold on. How are the country? Hold on. I have to take a look at the. I have to take a look at something. Hold on. Trackmania World Cup. Fuck, I can't believe that I'm missing the Trackmania World Cup. I forgot that was happening. I'm not even gonna lie, I thought that was happening. Oh my god, it's a best of fucking 9. Jesus Christ. Okay, we're not gonna raid. Never mind. We're not gonna raid. I want to keep talking. I want to keep streaming, but like it's getting early. It's almost 7. I don't want to hear that from you. You forget your name. I don't fucking know. I didn't have anything funny to say. I do forget things are happening all the time. All right, let's take a look then. How are the countries talking to one another? Well, that leads into an interesting question. Speaking of, really quickly, I'm gonna go ahead and do anyone with the link can comment. Copy link, done. And well, so here's what I want you guys to do is I am going to leave the link here for you guys to go ahead, and I will even pin this for you guys, and then I will manual unpin at the end of stream. And then what I want you guys to do is, it's a very empty document right now. There's going to be so much that we work on. Again, this is going to be a year-long project for us all. So what we're gonna do is spend the next year working on a world. I just said the same thing twice. I know. what I really want to emphasize, though, is that this is meant to be a massive collaborative effort. Ideally, what we're going to do here is publish a world that other people can make stories in. I don't know what's going to come of it. I want everybody else to have a bit of a hand in this. So for those of you that want to click on the link, at any point you guys can feel free to make comments and read up on what we have. I will, as we go along, be posting updates on the map. And I do want to keep streaming, however, it is also getting to the point where I should be considering sleep. And I know, Pascal, that you know you should be sleeping too if you're trying to make your schedule consistent. Don't be like me, and also you need to sleep less, I think. But yeah, so what I think we will do is you understand that I am used to sleeping on like, all right, well then sleep with me then, bitch. Ya fuck. Hate that my mind was stuck on the planet name C4S4. Casa? Fuck off. No, thankfully we have a planet name. I came up with that beforehand. Epthea. We have Epthea. Yeah, that's what I thought. You fuck. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out alchemy shit. What, sleeping? Yes. So for me, I genuinely I'm better functioning at night. And I think it's just because it's typically quieter, there's less activity in the world as a whole. I like night. Now, normally when I say that, I would probably be getting ready to go out and take a walk, but it's Halloween, an unofficial Halloween, and this is a college town, and I want you to know there were so many open ass and titties earlier. Oh, the shifting continents. No, the shifting continents doesn't do anything, thankfully. Because the continents of Earth move as well. Just everything moves really, really slowly over the course of millions upon millions of years. Unless there's like sudden shifts, but like even those are really, really, really small. That said, yeah, like it takes millions of years to go from, just look at this. Well, so I thought about it and like, I kind of want there to be like a magic-esque thing. No. This is millions of years ago. I want you to look at this and realize that 550 million years ago, this is what the continents looks like. This is pre-Pangea. This was about 250 million years ago, post-Pangea, and the beginning of the breakup of, well, the supercontinents. No, this happens over the course of so long. Now, I'm thinking that this is a mix of like just before the age of the first industrial revolution. So there are things like, there are machines of war, but they're not like what we would expect them to be. They're siege engines, effectively. They are like, you have, not trebuchet. No, trebuchet is the correct one, not catapult. They have things like trebuchet and ballista. They have those things. I have no idea. Sometimes Twitch just does that. I don't know. But okay. So, I'm gonna actually write that down. That's super important for me to write down. Dudes. No. We're basing the planet off of Pannosia. So supercontinents are a thing that I like a lot. Actually, you haven't seen my actual maps though. Like you've seen fragments of them, but you've never seen what they actually look like. But like I love the idea of supercontinents a lot. Like I make these all the time. These are my babies. And God, I still miss that commission. Then there's this one that I did for Eclipse. And then there's this commission. Yes. I remember this. This was fun. No, you're absolutely fine. Take care. Thank you so much for coming out. And if you feel like joining the Discord, we are so happy to hang out with you. I'm glad I got to see you. I care about you. I worry about you, especially after everything that's happened to you from, God, the past 3-4 months since I met you have been fucking terrible for you. So I'm glad that things are getting slightly better. Oh my God, wow, this was one of my first ever commissions. Look at how bad this is. This map was made before Discord switched from having the tag identifiers to the universal tags that anybody could have, like, gods. Yeah, I've been making maps for a long, long time. Well, yeah, so Gurky, that's what I was saying. If you take a look, oh, well, I have to get back to it, actually. Sorry, hold on. If you take a look at the map that I'm working on here, you can kind of see, like, this is, like, this area right here, like, is where the land bridge is either going to be or used to be. Like, all of this used to be, like, because of the fact that this is, like, out of an ice age, this is, like, either just after an ice age has fully ended and like a majority of the ice has melted, or is preceding an ice age that is incoming and there's going to be new land forming. Yeah, so there's like a bunch of islands that I want to put over here, and it's going to start like stretching out to over here. Disappointment Island. And then we have places like Inspiration Points. Yeah. Gods, there's gonna be so much that I build out here. It's gonna be so much fun. No, oh my God, wait, you can post links? I didn't think you were able to do that. Huh, interesting. But yeah, no, I need to go ahead, wait, fuck. Land bridge between continents either is forming or recently was submerged. Area would be incredibly hot with extra volcanic and tectonic activity. Waters would be incredibly rich in nutrients, and shallow reefs. We'll do that. And then there was another one as well that I was supposed to put down here. Oh, right. Technology level varies from late medieval to early first industrial revolution, with some small alchemical capabilities. And we'll figure out how that works at some point in the future. Fully waiting for the island of people that everyone protects, despite the fact that they have nothing of value. Honestly, yeah. Well, no, I mean, the world hasn't... Oh, actually... It definitely could have happened over somewhere on the Western continent. That definitely could have been a thing. It's entirely possible. There's so many things that could happen. Gods, this world is very exciting. You have access to comment on the document, by the way, so feel free and do that. Because, like, I mean, you have the ability. You might as well, right? Put the comments in the docs, you know? Get in the comments. Get in the comments. There you go. I'm Brennan Lee Mulligan, and I say get in the comments. That's my shtick. I'm on Game Changer. I'm on Dimension 20. I'm not on any of these things, by the way. Brennan, if you hear this, I would love to join that. I'm an incredibly egotistical sociopath and would be super great at role-playing any villain and getting killed immediately. Thank you so much. Good luck. Is not the word that I was gonna say, but yay, we said it anyways. I don't need you to confirm that. You're not much better than me. I'm gonna fucking drink this glass of water. You are very insane. Don't even try to argue. call people on their bullshit because I call myself on my bullshit. Sometimes. In the comments. Shut the fuck up. You know what? Actually, I would have really liked to run a Titan takedown myself, actually. That would be fun. Oh, God. Well. So much to do. True statements about the world. These are all true things. These are things that we know to be true. Okay. So, with that, I do think I want to go and raid into someone. I don't know who I want to go raid into, so we're gonna go find out, and I'm gonna run another 1 minute ad break really quickly, just that way I can buy a little bit of time. And obviously, for those of you that are lurking, feel free and give me a follow if you are feeling so inclined. For those of you that have the spending power to do so, feel free and give me a sub. If you can't, no worries at all. You know, just watching it is more than enough for me. I obviously have a job to do though, so yada yada yada, you know, give me money, help support me. Don't let me die. I don't want to die, please. Oh God, I don't want to die. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out. I'm gonna go ahead and run that ad break really quickly, and we will be back in a moment. Maybe, if it wants to work. Okay, there it goes. And if you're still here, fuck you. I hate you. Give me your money. I'm robbing you. I'm robbing you. This is now a robbery. This is no longer me asking. This is me saying you're gonna do it, or you're gonna get yours. Let's see, who are you playing? You're doing just chatting. You're doing Katana Zero, but I don't really care about Katana Zero. I think we might do Cat Loaf, honestly. Get in the water. Oh my God. Okay. No, maybe not replay, boys. What are we getting? What are we seeing here? Oh no, we're not doing that. No, we're gonna go do here. I'll take you so. Yeah, I will fucking destroy you people. This is not an option. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start a raid. I have not watched too much of this person, but we're gonna go ahead and give a raid anyways. Thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. There will be so much more in the future, but for now, well, stars fortune to you, and we will meet again. Thank you.